Okay, mic's on. Mic's on for Matt.
Okay, folks, it's 6 o'clock. Now you have to quit talking. Yeah, not really. Anyway, we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. Then we're going to do honor the Texas flag. Y'all see that? You got everybody got a list?
We have the cheat sheet.
But everybody doesn't have one.
Oh no, they know the word. They know
Okay,
the
well,
words
we're
to
gonna
the
do it that
Texas
way.
flag.
Lip sync, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, let's do the pledge right quick.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas
Texas
flag.
Pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. And if we could do the invocation, if you wouldn't mind, still remain standing. Our mayor wanted to do it a little different this time. He's kind of shaking things up, so give me the pledges first. So if you'll bow your heads with me, please. Dear Heavenly Father, as we begin our new fiscal year for our city, we ask for your guidance as our budget unfolds. We lift up our department heads, our staff, our council, and our citizens into your loving care. Be with us tonight and give us discernment and wisdom in conducting the business of our community. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
I'd like to thank everyone for being here tonight. That's a pretty good showing tonight, so thanks for being here. First thing we're going to do this morning today is public comments. And Elliot, you're first. Your turn. You got it. Please state your name and your address, please.
All right. My name is Elliot Lehman, and I'm here to just talk to the city about our scout troop. We used to do this at the meetings, and we kind of just fell off of it. So I'd like to start just in the past year. We've had 4 Eagle Scouts. One of them helped redo the John Anzay Park. He redid the basketball court and the dugouts at the baseball fields. Our PAC 118 for the elementary schoolers, this is their 40th year of being with the city. We're going up to compete at a competition this weekend up north. I would like to thank the maintenance department for letting us use the building, and they helped out we had a scout day on September 25th, and we've had new leaders join since then, and we've had new scouts. And also on September 20th, we worked on a merit badge. We worked on our emergency preparedness merit badge, and I would just like to thank City Manager Rice, Police Chief Klein, and Fire Chief Vassos for letting us do that. And thank you.
Okay, good. Elliot, I'm not sure. What did you say about the basketball court?
One of our boys repainted the basketball court at John Anzay Park, and he put up helmet and I think it's just helmet racks at the baseball fields up there.
Great. I thought you said you took out the basketball court.
No,
and I was
no,
like,
it's still
wow. I didn't know it was that bad. Thanks, Elliot.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Gary, your turn now. Come on.
Gary Green, Sex Billy the Kid. Don't get worried. It's really just a question. I know the last several months when the agenda has been posted on the website, the packet is not posted. And I guess my question, is that something you're not going to do in the future, or was it just very informative to me? I like to read this, like on this golf cart ordinance coming up. I'd like to know what's going to be discussed and not hear it after the fact. So
Yeah.
it was just
And that's just been recently? It hasn't been
last 2 months.
last 2 months? Okay, because normally it's on there.
Right.
Okay.
We'll look at that, Gary. We'll take a look at that. Mr. Snow, your turn. Ex-Councilman Snow, your turn.
Yeah.
Real quick, I just want to bring up, I know tonight y'all are talking about the golf cart things, and living by the marina, I've seen all sides of the golf carts, driving up Marina Hill backwards, doing donuts and spinning rocks on vehicles and the occasional sign languages they give us as they drive by. But on the other hand, I can also see where this would be a good thing, because I mean, I see the families that come and that are riding them right with the grown-ups driving and stuff. And I think it would be good. But as y'all go through it, I'd ask that y'all look. I'm curious who has the right with the insurance on it. I'm sure somebody, if accident, because I see it's gonna happen, you know, but the insurance and, also what the impact will be on our police department having to try to keep up with all this, and the ages, there's gonna be age limit of the drivers and stuff, so, and thank y'all for donating y'all's time.
You too, buddy.
Thank you, appreciate it. Now from our volunteer of the year, Jimmy, your turn. You're the last one.
Well, I really had, I just signed up in case I had something to say, but
Yeah. Mark this day down. Mark this day down.
Please make no public note that was the first time Jimmy did not have anything to say.
Oh, love it.
Okay, we're gonna go on to the agenda then. So the first one is, you wanna go and take it from there, Dalton?
Yes, so, let me get used to this thing. So Bud Carlock, I am going to turn this over to Martha Tyrock, and she can take the floor.
Oh,
Ooh,
bad,
this is trouble.
bad boy, bad boy.
from the bottom of my heart, I want to say, as a patron of the Morgan's Point Marina, I've never seen it cleaner. I've never seen happier. I want you to know I like to fish, and I go down there at all hours of the night, 6:30, 7, and Bud would always be there, and I always know that there would not be any issues because he was willing to take care of it. When I heard he was going to retire, I went home and told my husband. He said, "Do you cry now or later?" Then I kind of had a birdie say that somebody else was walking in, so I felt a little bit better. But Bud, from the bottom of our hearts and from the state of Texas, Senator of the state of Texas, Senator Don Buckingham, this certificate is the Texas flag, herewith presented to Donald Bud Ray Carlock by Senator Don Buckingham. This was flown over the state capitol on September the 17th of 2021. The witness thereof, to pursuit to the authority vested in me, I have here set my hand, officially seal of office at Austin, Texas on the 17th, September 21. It's signed by Secretary of State Patsy Spahn, but the senator wanted you to know that there's a flag that is presented to you.
Thank you.
And Bud, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. You've gone from a big ship in the Navy to the Marina, and now you get to retire.
Thank you very much. That's cool. This is a great city to work for.
For those of you who don't know, but Bud has cookies for the puppies. He has peppermint for the kids that come by. He doesn't just fill the boat up with gas. He always has a conversation to figure out who's going on. If there's too much drinking, he kind of look at that and say, "Y'all be real careful now." He's never had to say that to me. Thank you. But one of the things I want to say that he's one in a million. My children have been grown up. My grandson, when I said Bud was retiring, he said, "Well, I guess there'll be no more fishing." Because he's always let us fish out of the back of our boats. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Martha.
Thank you, Martha.
Thank you, Martha. Appreciate that very much. Congratulations again, Bud. Okay, going on with the regular city business. Item number 1 is discuss and take appropriate action on the minutes for September the 14th. Do I hear a motion?
I'll move they're approved as written.
I'll second.
Second, okay. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes, minutes are accepted. Okay, next one. Discuss take appropriate action for a reappointment to the Planning and Zoning Board. And I think, do you want to read the, I'm going to go ahead and read the resolution here to start out. It's a resolution to the City of Council of Morgan's Point appointing Ken Hobbs as reappointment to his position at the Planning and Zoning Board. I'll need a nomination to accept that. And then Robbie?
Robbie.
Okay, second.
Second.
Any discussion?
Just our sincere appreciation. You do a fabulous job on that board. That's a tough board to be on. He does a great job.
He
so-
took my words out of my mouth.
I know.
right
I'm happy
there.
he's
Yeah,
back.
Thank you for being there. That's, sometimes that's a pretty thankless job, as you well know. And sometimes you don't get a lot of appreciation on that. But thank you for serving. We appreciate that very much. Okay, moving right along. There is now we've got Ken there. Now we got a vacancy on the Planning and Zoning Board. And we're gonna take appropriate action on that. Do I hear a motion?
They listed the appointment of the council.
Right. Oh, is that first? Is that first?
They had it down before that, yeah.
Oh, they did. I'm sorry.
No problem. We can do it however you want it.
Let's do the appointment of planning and zoning. I'm sorry, I got backwards there. I lost that. We're gonna do the planning and zoning first, okay?
So there's two planning zones. One's gonna be the reappointment member of council, so chooses for, Chairman Ken Hobbs. And then the other one will be for the, appointment of the vacancy for Mr. Ortega.
Now, we have to have Mr. Ortega nominated, right? Does he need to be nominated by the council?
Yes.
P&Z's report,
Yeah.
P&Z, and their report, they went that direction.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Yeah, P and Z moved him forward, Michael Ortega, for our consideration, and Michael's been on there before, did a good job on our P and Z, so I move for the adoption of Resolution 2021-22, appointing Michael Ortega to the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Sean, second. All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you, Mike, and thank you, Ken. Thank y'all very much. Now we're gonna go back to the one I skipped, and with Mr. Snow resigning at our last meeting, we have a vacancy on the city council. We can do a couple of things. We can appoint somebody currently, or we can vacate it, leave it vacated until the next election, which is a pretty good way away. So right now, I want to take discussion, I'd like somebody to accept the, take appropriate action on the resolution 2021 for the appointment of city council.
Okay, I would like to put Larry Gossett's name forward. Larry ran in the last city election, and I think the citizens really do appreciate Larry. I think probably the only reason that we all kept our seats and came back and everything was it's sometimes difficult to get nominated if you have a family member already on the council. So I think that kind of held him back. But Larry has been coming to our council meetings for literally years. So he's up to speed on everything. He can just jump in, get his feet wet. He has great common sense. He's a great person. He worked for the city before too, didn't you, Larry? How many years ago? The what? 3 different departments. So he really has, he really has some good information on what goes on in the city. Plus, I like the idea. I love to see somebody get on the council that spends time out like y'all are doing, hearing what's going on the council. So with that, I would like to put Larry Gossett's name forward.
Okay? Anybody else have anybody else?
I would like to put forth a name too.
Okay?
Jimbo Snyder. He is the owner of the Neighbors of Morgan's Point Facebook. He's also the Lego guy. He's out there in the community quite a bit. And I called him up and I said, we need new blood on the council. Some people are new and fresh, more people involved. So I asked him and he agreed that he consider it if we
Okay.
asked.
Okay. Do you have anybody, Robbie?
I'd like to go ahead then and move to appoint Larry Gossett, Resolution 2021, to fill the expired term on the city council.
Okay, and we're gonna put that up for a vote. All in favor?
We need a
For-
second.
for Larry?
Yeah, we need a second.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I thought you seconded already, okay.
Yeah, we have a second.
Got a second,
Bruce.
yeah. So all in favor of Larry being appointed?
Aye.
Nay.
Okay. And then all in favor of Jimbo Snyder?
Aye.
Aye. So 3-1. Larry, were you willing to serve? Yes, sir. Good luck. Well, welcome aboard. We will do the swearing-in ceremony on the next council meeting. That way, you'll have a packet and everything, so you'll be aware of what's going on, and we won't catch you cold turkey, okay? Okay, resolution passed, and welcome aboard Larry Gossett.
Yeah, and I just want to say, I think Jimbo Snyder's an incredible person. He does a fantastic job on on that next door neighbor site. So, you know, it had nothing to do with that. I just like to bring a lot of experience and somebody that's already involved in the city on,
I wanted to bring in somebody new.
Yeah.
like you.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, item number 5 here is, discuss, take appropriate action on ordinance 21-7, and that has to do with golf carts. And I don't know,
He's going to do a presentation on it, so whoever wants to do it.
I was gonna say, you wanna do it, Chief? You know, there's been a lot of discussion over the last few years about golf carts. And, you know, are they legal? You know, who can drive them? Where can you drive them? What can you do with them? So, you know, there's been a lot of controversy up to now. We really kind of looked at the police department and us, we've kind of looked the other way, as long as there hadn't been any accidents. But since there's more and more of them, we need to have an ordinance that dictates what the rules are. So, Chief?
And the state has also done some stuff as well to make it a little more legal. Golf carts are defined as primarily vehicles used on a golf course. So that means that ATVs, gators, mules, and other utility vehicles will not be allowed. So this is just golf carts. The bills said it adds a provision for license plates. So if you're going to be driving a golf cart around town, you've got to go down to the tax office and get your license plate. It's a $10 fee and a $4, I think 75-cent processing fee for a little under $15. The operation of these vehicles is to be on roads with a speed limit of under 35 miles an hour, which means they will not be allowed on Morgan's Point Road or on 2483. So you can only be in the neighborhood. You can't cross the street, but you have to make sure, of course, you know, you do it in a safe manner. Any vehicle that is traveling on a city street or a golf cart that's traveling on a city street, if they're moving slower than traffic, they're to move to the right, just like a regular vehicle on the road, to let the cars go by. In the bill, it also says that they will have to have headlights, taillights, reflectors, parking brakes, and mirrors. On that, we're putting in that it can only be operated by licensed drivers, and this is the same thing that Belton has adopted for golf carts in their city. It's daytime use only, so no running around at night times. Like I said, only on city streets. And the other items that are on the list I already covered, that FM 2483 Morgan's Point Road and moving to the right. Along with the headlights, taillights, reflectors, mirrors, parking brake, it has to have a slow-moving vehicle sign on the back or triangle. It needs to have a horn, and of course we said license plate issued by the DMV. Must comply with all traffic laws. All passengers must be seated, and if it's operated in a negligent manner, well, you're going to be talking to us. As long as people report them. And to report them, you call 911, tell them it's not an emergency. You need the Morgan's Point Resort to come out because there's a golf cart that's doing things they shouldn't be doing. That's something that has been set up with the comm center for years now because we don't have a permanent dispatch. We don't have someone that stays in the office to answer the phone, especially on the weekends and in the evenings. So you just call 911, say it's not an emergency, you need Morgan's Point Resort Police. Yes, sir?
Does this include electric and gas, and does it have to receive?
As long as it is manufactured as a golf cart, it covers electric and gas. They do not have anything about seatbelts for them, because generally they don't move very fast. Yes, sir.
Turn signal?
Yep. I think we had that on there.
What is that? What'd they say?
Headlights, taillights, reflectors, mirrors, parking brake. Nope, they'll have to use hand signals.
A copy of the
So
ordinance will
that's
be
a
available,
plus for them.
a copy of the ordinance will be available at City Hall.
Yeah, so
So
once,
if there's any
Posted
questions
online
or
as well.
whatever,
yeah,
they-
so once we
Yes.
get through, we'll do an informative brochure. Marketing and communications is one of our kind of priorities this year. So we will put some informative summation of everything, what, can and can't be done. To the mayor's point and to Chief's point is, and the reason why this came about is we knew it was gonna come into law in September, and it did. And so basically, we're just following in line with the legislation and what they're doing to make sure that our officers can, enforce the law appropriately. And then, we can make sure that we put some guidance out there for the safety of our residents and our community.
When you said daytime, did you mean daylight? So the day is shorter in the winter than in the summer?
Yep, basically from dusk, or from dawn to dusk. I don't want to say that backwards, because that gives them good to drive at night. We don't want to do that. Only during the daytime. The state did not cover that. But a licensed driver by the state of Texas is covered when they operate other vehicles. So if I were to drive your car, my insurance, I have to have insurance, my insurance will cover me having an accident in your car. You have a separate policy? Okay. I just say, that's one thing I do know, as far as license or insurance on the vehicle, golf carts, state didn't cover that.
Yeah, and so like many things with the state, in the 88th legislation, 2 years from now, there'll probably be some changes, some amendments, some new riders and some new other things. Or they could completely scrap it and table it and, do something completely different, who knows? So really for us, it's just falling in line kind of with what some of the state changes are doing. Again, we don't even have to do the ordinance technically for them to be able to enforce the state law, but this allows us to make sure from the local side that, we're passing along information, doing the right thing for our residents and putting out, the appropriate information.
And Chief, one of the things that I was comfortable with, it says golf carts must comply with applicable Texas and City of Mortgage Point laws. So I would think anything in traffic laws referring to the vehicles that they would have to comply with. And the other thing is this, it mirrors state law, and we took this up maybe, 3 years ago? And our instructions that we kind of gave the police department is just follow the state law. Well, to me, I'm glad that this came up in ordinance form, because when people ask us, well, tell us about the golf cart laws, and we say, okay, well, it's just the state of Texas laws, just follow those. That's not as easy to do. So it's gonna be an ordinance form. When somebody questions the chief or one of his officers or one of us and says, what about golf carts? We can refer them to this ordinance. So it has everything in it, concise, easy to read, and applicable to our city. So I like that it was set up like that. I appreciate y'all getting it together.
Also, when we print out this right here, we'll have the applicable state laws that you can get reference to also, and for more information, you can look it up there too. I don't think you'll print that out, will you, Dalton?
We'll come up with a fancy little thing.
Okay, we might wait, if we maybe print out the state law too, hopefully pick it up all at one time. Okay, I'm gonna need a motion on that since we've had a discussion. Do I hear a motion to accept that ordinance?
I'll move the adoption of ordinance 2021-07.
And do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Robbie second. Any discussion? Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Okay. Dalton, I'm gonna start you off first. Any comments you wanna start with?
Yeah, so, it's been kind of long coming. We got the surveys done. I want to thank Jaman briefly, but we're gonna do this again when we actually get all the stuff, completed. So there was 269 surveys, Jaman?
Yes.
269 surveys, which is a little shy of our initial target, but hey, we'll take it, it works. We got a lot of great feedback, a lot of great comments. So one of the incentives was Backyard Barbecue donated I think it was a $30 gift card, if I remember correctly. And so here is a completely randomized, shaken up surveys of all the ones that were in there. And so I'm going to pick somebody.
Why don't you let Martha?
That's a good idea. We'll have Martha do it.
Let Martha do it.
So, take the lucky winner.
Yeah. That's why you were picked.
I'll split it with you, Martha.
All right.
Can't read.
Does it have a name? Some didn't put a name.
No, but we will find the person. So we got all the, I'll give it to Jaman and she'll be able to locate them down, but we have it, it'll be record and we'll be good to go. So, no, we definitely appreciate everybody's time on the surveys. One thing I know, some of the big, I would say feedback that we got, which we already knew going in, was not having a digital survey. So we knew that, but we didn't want to hold up not having a digital survey and not holding up any survey. We figured, hey, this is kind of foundational for us. Let's just get information and then we'll, Jim Ann, Councilmember Hartman and Karen Stagner, was that it?
We have Jan Powell also working on it.
Okay, so there was a few that tabulated, and took all the information by hand and tabulated the results. So we're still, all of it's put together. We just gotta get it organized a little bit and then come up with some of the data points that we get out of it. So more to follow on that. Once we get all that, we'll have some more information. So we definitely want to, thank Backyard Barbecue for donating it. They saw the value of it as well, and so we appreciate them. One of the things that I had on here, was agendas and packets. So we are continuously working on our process of how we're doing that. We want to make sure that we have the right information. One of the big changes that we kind of made, and this was kind of a stickler on my part, was we were putting packets out early, but sometimes there was nothing in those packets. And so we didn't want to put out packets early where there was nothing in there. So we're finding that balance. We're working on some digitization. We're working on some things that we can implement that's going to make and streamline some of our agenda management process, some of our meeting management process. So more to come on that. We're going to continue to improve and continue to get better on that. I think that's all I got on my end.
Are we gonna go back, like Gary said about putting the packets online, when we get our packets, put it out there for the citizens to have it?
If they're ready, yes. So that's one of the things on, the agenda has to be posted. The packets, will get them posted as soon as possible. We just don't want to also put in a partial packet. But again, as we digitize it and as we start getting the information streamlined, it'll make it a lot easier. So yes, we're not going to withhold the packets. So we'll try to do those at the same time. But more than likely, we'll try to push them out at the latest Friday night, so that way we have the weekend. But again, we're working on just our process to do it. So yes, we will do it in the future. We're just trying to figure out what that process looks like.
Okay. Anybody have any comment? Oh,
I've got one question for the chief, please, and it's concerning the golf carts. I don't have one, so I don't care. But I have noticed people that operate along the right of way, like going to Dollar General, with driving maybe in grass or on the side of the road. And I have actually seen them out here on the county road a few times. So that is not legal, is that correct? Or? That is correct. Okay.
Yep. As of state law they made it very comprehensive this year. So again, we're just aligning, our ordinance with what the state is doing, which we don't disagree with. We support it.
Chief, do you have anything you want to add? Anything? Any comments? Yes, any comments on your side?
I will add one thing for Jesse's department. We had last week prior, I don't know, I've lost track of time. It's Monday still. We had our 50% design for our water storage tank. So right now we are on par to have 100% designs by end of the year. And then it'll go out for competitive bids. So ideally speaking, if everything goes according to plan and where it's going, we should have the competitive bids back and in front of council to review and approve. Ideally, we would be breaking ground once all that process is done by spring. So.
Okay, Council, Donna, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I have a couple announcements. One, I just wanted to recap National Night Out, which was on the 5th, last Tuesday. It was wonderful, and I wish more people would get out and go to it. But started at the fire station. They showed us a lot of the different equipment that they have and how it's used, and they had the auxiliary there with brownies. And then we went on down here to the community center, and the chief was cooking hot dogs. He was the main hot dog chef here, and they did hot dogs and talked to different people. 911 coordinators were here. Anyway, it was a wonderful night, and it's a great way to come out and personally meet your firefighters and personally meet your police department, which is so important. I noticed on doing the survey, one of the things, the police, most people are very acquainted with the police. That could be good or bad, but it was a good survey on y'all's part, so it must be good. But the fire department, they said no experience. And you know, if you come and go to these fundraisers that they have, you're gonna experience our fire department. They are phenomenal. And the equipment that we have in this city that we have gotten for this fire department, and they have grants that they've gotten, is unbelievable. It'll make you feel so comfortable and so safe. So please come out and support those things. The COPS program had a holiday extravaganza at the Fellowship Church. We thank Fellowship Church for allowing us their parking lot to set up for vendors, and it was a lot of fun. Best blueberry pie I've ever eaten in my life, just saying. Anyway, and they're going to have some of these fantastic auction items this weekend. They're doing the Tom Nipper Memorial, which, you know, they're going to have. It's a fundraiser, you know, for the family, and it's a barbecue. It's a sanctioned barbecue, right, Chief? And that's going to be going on Friday and Saturday. It's out at Ansay Park. If you need to know where it is, just let us know. But come out and support this. This is your city. These funds go to support your city departments or help offset some of their expenses. So please come to them. It means the world to them to show up. And with that being said, I'm going to read the Ladies Auxiliary report that Karen did for me. And she said that they did not receive any applicants for Miss Flame, which is a shame. They give them a $1,000 scholarship. And I don't know whether COVID was kind of in the mix of that or whatever, but we've had a Miss Flame as long as I can remember. I think I was Miss Flame one time, wasn't I? No, I was not. We want to thank the fire.
Out, did you?
I did have a daughter that was, though. We want to thank the fire department for the opportunity to serve brownies, our neighbors recently at their open house on National Night Out. We appreciate all that they do. Over the weekend, we set booths up at the NPR COPS Holiday Bazaar selling baked goods and auction baskets. We wish to thank our sister organization for offering the auxiliary this opportunity. Our officer nominations will take place at the November meeting, voting in December, installation in January. Please consider joining the auxiliary as we grow to serve our community. And they have a Facebook page. It's called Ladies Auxiliary MPRVFD. And they want to thank everybody once again for everything that y'all do out there, and they look forward to serving. And that was by Karen Steiner, their president.
Okay.
Alrighty.
I'm good.
We'll start with Robbie. Go on.
They did raise enough money from the COPS thing to, they're also doing a scholarship, $1,000 scholarship for a senior at Belton for anybody who's going into the criminal justice. Yeah, they did raise enough money for that.
Did.
So we were just like, whoa.
Yeah,
We
that's
have enough money
wonderful.
for that.
Well, they're still bidding on those baskets this weekend, right? Because
Yes.
Dennis and I are fighting each other on them, so. Come out, no, you can overbid Dennis and I, we'll let
bet.
you.
Okay, well, folks, I want to thank everybody for coming out, and it's a little long tonight, but we'll surf through it. But I want to make a couple of comments. We do have, every Friday, we do have coffee with the city manager.
Going to third Friday of the month. So
Okay,
this
I
Friday
just say
will
we're
be-
getting ready to change that, and we're gonna do one with the mayor and the city manager on a Saturday, I believe, is that right?
Correct, we're gonna work through that.
Yeah, we're gonna look through that. It'll be posted.
This Friday, definitely Friday one.
Yeah, this Friday with the city manager here, in this building right here. And we'll post it on the website when we change the dates on it, but we'll have it in November with the mayor also. Also, while we're here, Mike, I want to congratulate you. Thank you for being here. Ken, thank you for your service, and Larry, thank you. And Bud, always for you, you know that. So, just remember we got the barbecue, the cook-off this weekend. Last week we had the Bug Fest. Did anybody go? Man, it was, they had, if you ever a Volkswagen fanatic, they were down there and, had a bus, that bug, yeah, bus, yeah.
I call it bug too.
Yeah, I call it bug, that's bug to me.
We call it bug.
Yeah, well, there were bugs down there. There's several of them, yeah. But anyway, I think most of those people had a good time, as I remember. And, but anyway, thank you all for being here. And any other suggestions, I'm gonna call it a halt, call it in. Thanks, folks. Oh, that's right, in their motion, don't we?
Adjourn.
All in favor? Aye. We adjourn. Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you, Dalton. I forgot that.
We're not too long, it's only 6:36.